In this Pro Tools tutorial, we'll take a look at getting started with the software. You'll launch the EU control that will connect you to the Avid Artist Mix. You'll do this by searching in the bottom EU and then go ahead and launch that application. Once the application opens, go ahead and hit Don't Show This dialog again. Hit OK. Then select the Artist Mix, hit Add, and that will connect it to your Surface, which later will connect through Pro Tools. So when you're done with this, you can go ahead and exit out. And then you can go over and launch Pro Tools from the desktop. Now from the Quick Start dashboard here, you can choose to create a session, start afresh with it. You can choose templates here. You'll see post-production templates as well. You always want to make sure you're setting your file type to a WAV, 48 for your sample rate, 24 bits good for your depth, and then your ins and outs, so your I/O setting, will leave as last used. And then the location down here is where you would save your project to. We're going to go ahead and click the Project tab and go to this PC. I'm going to go to my media drive, my Pro Tools projects, and I'm going to open up my Foley project template. Then I'm going to go up to Setup. I'm going to choose Peripherals, do Ethernet controls, and enable UConn. This is then going to connect our Avid Artist Mix, and our faders now should slide up. Now let's take a look at our Pro Tools windows. The first one here is your edit window, the primary window where you'll create tracks, you'll edit and record to. As you can see, I have some tracks already created here in my Foley template. You have your mix window here where the faders will be used to set volume levels for each track that are in your edit window. The same number of faders here are the same number of tracks in your edit window. Another common window here is going to be your video window. This will appear when you import in a video to Pro Tools. And now let's take a look at some basic settings. First one here under Options, you can look at Edit Window Scrolling, and you can adjust this to Page. Other preferences you can change are under Setup, Preferences, and you can look at the Operations tab, the Editing tab. You may choose in here to set your track height to a certain default view. And when you've adjusted your settings, you can hit OK. Up here is where you can turn on your keyboard shortcuts. If the AZ here is yellow, meaning you can use your keyboard shortcuts in your edit window here. If I hit AZ right here, it'll then move my keyboard commands to my clip window, allowing me to search there. So I'll go ahead and move this back to my shortcuts are in my edit window. So next we'll take a look at the Smart tool here. You can see how my cursor changes depending on where I hover over the clip. Clicking the border around the trimmer, selector, and grabber tools will cause all three to highlight, giving you the powerful 3-in-1 Smart tool. When placed within the top half of a track, your cursor will become the selector. When placed within the bottom half of a track, it will become the grabber. When placed in the center of the head or tail end of a clip, it becomes the trimmer. So when placed in the upper left or right corner of a clip, it will become a fade tool. Double-click the color portion here to change the color of a track. You can also right-click here on the ruler side to change the size of a track, and hit the drop-down here to change your track view. You can nudge a clip back and forth in small increments. These increments are set with the nudge pull-down menu here. If you're using a timecode base, you'll want to set your nudge value to 1 frame. Here's your main counter where you'll want to set your timecode. Then over here, you'll see additional buttons that you may want to have highlighted also. So the automation follows edit, layered editing, link timeline and edit selections, link track and edit selections, very similar to your link toggle tool within Media Composer. Insertion follows playback. If this is selected, it means when I hit the spacebar to play, the cursor will play, and when I hit the spacebar to stop, the cursor will stop where I hit it to stop. If it's deselected, when you hit the spacebar to play and then hit it to stop, it'll jump back to where it started from, which is ideal for Foley. Now we'll take a look at importing a video. So you go up to File, Import, Video, and then you'll navigate to your exported of your AAFs. We're going to work with Practice Foley. You'll go in Avid Media Files, MXF1, and then you'll see here, this is your video file with the MXF extension. Highlight it, hit Open. You want the video to start from your session start spot, so hit OK. And as you can see, the video now comes into a new track. Make sure you utilize those keyboard shortcuts. They will make your life a lot easier and your workflow a lot faster. Some of my favorite shortcuts include T and R to zoom in and zoom out, Control-Shift-N for a new track, Control-Shift-I to import audio files, Control-Equal allows you to toggle between your edit window and your mix window. Thanks for tuning in.